Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lords of the Night. With me, as always, is the Lord of Pain, Ranting Monkey,
Hey guys.
and the Lord of Puppies, SDA.
Hey.
And I'm your host, Scribe, the Lord of Forks.
What?
I don't know, because of my fork thing last night.
What?
I was going to kill myself with a fork.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you know, that whole thing that I had to endure for 45 minutes or so. Yeah.
Look, the poll is pretty conclusive.
My poll is pretty conclusive. That's what the ladies tell me.
Your poll means nothing to me.
I know. I wish it did. So how are you guys tonight?
Not too bad. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm fine so far, but the night is young. How about you, SDA?
I'm good.
That is good. And hi, chat. Hi, moderators. Hi, Mash. Hi, Lady Monkey. Hi, guys. What poll? Oh, well, what poll were you talking about, SDA?
I polled you guys to see what everybody thought about whether or not cereal is a soup.
Mm-hmm.
And the poll pretty conclusively says that no, cereal is not a fucking soup.
How many votes did you get?
And ask them if 2 + 2 is 5, and they can agree to that. It doesn't make it right.
This is not the same thing.
It's exactly the same thing.
Okay, we're going to save this for the deep topic period at least, because we have important stuff to cover. At least important stuff to cover. Okay, well, what do you guys want first? Do you want hurricane news or do you want Berkeley news? Because one has sort of superseded the other, understandably, but in our little world, they're two relatively major stories.
I say we do the hurricane first.
Okay. And also, for those of you keeping score at home, we've heard from Captain Assassin, and there he is in the chat, just as I say that. He's safe. He'll tell you himself, I'm sure, here in a minute, but thankfully, glad to hear that.
Yeah, glad to see you safe, bud.
Oh, thank you, Shady Grin. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I have a ad that I took ads over the Twitter ahead of time, and Shady Grin requested Murder on the Orient Express starring the Teletubbies. So,
okay. With
that being said, here we go. Coming this fall, an elegant transcontinental railroad journey turns deadly as Nunu the vacuum cleaner is found murdered, choked to death with toast. Only Detective Laughing Sun Baby can crack the case. But who done it? Was it the sultry debutante, Tinky Winky? Dipsy, the international arms dealer? Was it Lala, the tubby custard addict? Or perhaps Poe, the political satirist? All will be revealed as Shady Grin Pictures brings you Murder on the Ambiguously Sexually Oriented Express.
Well played.
There you go, guys. So there's that
Murder
first one.
On the Orient Express featuring Teletubbies.
I know. It was almost sanguine levels of kookiness. And I have other ones loaded and ready for bear. So we'll get to those as the stream goes on. Okay, so first we're going to do Harvey. And if you guys see anything in chat I need to take a look at, let me know. I got the news all over the place. Okay. Flooding from Tropical Storm Harvey is overburdening resources as authorities in and around Houston scramble to save those trapped by the high waters. Hopes for an immediate respite from Harvey's wrath seem unlikely as the National Weather Service calls the flooding unprecedented and warns things may become more dire if a record-breaking 50 inches of rain falls on parts of Texas in coming days. The rainfall threatens to exacerbate an already dangerous situation as Harvey's rains have left many East Texas rivers and bayous swollen to their banks or beyond. Quote, the breadth and intensity of this rainfall are beyond anything experienced before, the Weather Service said. Catastrophic flooding is now underway and is expected to continue for days. The storm killed 2 people in Texas, authorities said, and the death toll will likely rise. More than 1,000 people were rescued overnight, and Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner warned that some 911 calls are going unanswered as operators, quote, give preference to life-threatening calls. Here are the latest developments in bullet point. I'm going to refresh the page real quick in case something's changed since I brought this up. It doesn't look like it, but okay. So bullet point number 1, a woman who drove her vehicle into high water in Houston was killed, and fire killed a man in Rockport. Okay. Several states and the U.S. military are sending emergency workers and equipment to Texas. In Harris County, though, authorities are having issues mobilizing those resources. Quote, we've requested boats, all the things that would normally happen in a well-planned response to an event like this, but they can't get here, Harris County Judge Ed Emmett said. Dallas announced its plans to open a mega shelter capable of accommodating 5,000 evacuees at the K. Bailey Hutchinson Convention Center. County officials, charitable groups, and local hospitals are working to open the shelter by Tuesday morning. While Turner warned the rain could exacerbate flooding for 4 to 5 days, Federal Emergency Management Director Brock Long said he expects his agency, quote, is going to be here for years. The Houston Independent School District has canceled school for the week. Houston's George Bush Intercontinental and William P. Hobby airports are closed until further notice. Ben Taub Hospital, which houses a level 1 trauma center, is being evacuated after flooding in the basement, quote, disrupted the power source. And 316,000 customers have lost electricity as of this reporting.
Wow.
Yeah, it's yuck. Sir Adamantine, thank you. You have an ad all ready to go. Sir Adamantine wanted a public service announcement from YouTube. So hopefully this doesn't get me sued or something, but here we go. This is satire, by the way. Just to preamble this, in case anybody legally wants to know. Friends, here at YouTube, we care about the men and women and undefined who work so hard to make our product what it is, a limitless warehouse of entertainment made by you for you. That's why we at YouTube have worked so very hard to disincentivize your going to all that effort on our behalf and on behalf of those who might want to hear what you have to say. Because rather than work with our creators to make a part of our business that constantly loses money more profitable, we believe in the wisdom of cutting off our own nose to spite our face. That's us. That's YouTube. We have no nose.
I thought you said it was going to be satire.
Well, it is.
Sounds pretty dead on the nose to me.
On the nose, you say?
On the nose.
All right. So yeah, that's the latest on Harvey. So far as we know, the our viewers that we know were in the danger zone, no Archer intended, are safe so far as we have been told. Cannabis consultant, I like the stream, but YouTube isn't letting me watch, so have a good show. Oh, did it just happen after I read that ad? That'd be creepy.
That would be awesome.
So I don't know if you guys have anything else to say about Harvey. I mean, fingers crossed that nothing more horrible happens, but all things considered.
The only thing I have to say about Harvey is based on, I saw a tweet today that just made me shake my head. Yeah. Donald Trump had tweeted out that if you were in the path of the hurricane where people were telling you to evacuate, that you should probably evacuate. Mm-hmm. And this asshole liberal actually said, why would we take advice from such a racist?
Oh, Jesus.
Seriously? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. That really happened.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but
I hate people.
Well,
but yeah, that's all I have.
How about USDA?
What?
You have anything to say on Harvey?
Bad hurricane.
Okay. Well, speaking of people that need to get a life, at the same time that all this was happening in Texas, of course, we had violence in Berkeley, which you could probably insert into any month of the year. But yeah, go ahead.
Is that all they do in Berkeley now?
It's a pastime. It's a hobby, apparently.
Do they have like a team? You know, like football teams and stuff. Do they just have a riot team at Berkeley?
No, they have college classes on this.
Same thing.
These are like field trips for these kids. These are field trips.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Man,
no, it's okay. So All right, I've got two different breakdowns of this, and one. Let's see which has the most updated information. Okay, I'll go to the AP story. It has the most updated entries on this. The latest: anarchists pepper spray conservative leader. The latest on protests in the San Francisco Bay Area. 4:10 p.m. Black-clad anarchists at a protest in Berkeley have attacked at least 5 people, including the leader of a politically conservative group who canceled an event the day before in San Francisco amid fears violence would break out. The protesters, who wore hoods to conceal their identities, chased Patriot Prayer Group leader Joey Gibson from Sunday's rally in a Berkeley park. As Gibson backed away with his hands in the air, the protesters pepper sprayed him. Gibson then went behind a line of police wearing riot gear. Gibson has denounced racism and says he launched Patriot Prayer after several supporters of President Donald Trump were beaten at a Trump campaign stop in San Jose, California last year. Separately, the anarchist group beat, kicked, and punched 4 others at the rally. The assaults were witnessed by an Associated Press reporter. And then there was an earlier entry from 2:15 p.m. More than 100 protesters dressed in black have pushed their way past police barricades and into Berkeley Park. They assaulted at least 3 people by punching and kicking them. At least one of those attacked was a right-wing male protester who showed up for a rally against hate event, where anti-rally protesters vastly outnumbered the rally supporters. Police broke up the fights using what appeared to be a smoke grenade to stop one scuffle. The 3 people who were attacked ran behind police lines to escape. The black-clad protesters carried a large banner that identified them as anarchists. A large banner that identified them as anarchists. Just process that one for a second. Yeah, and then that kind of just goes on. I mean, it goes backwards in time a little bit on things. So the San Francisco Gate newspaper has this to say. 3:30 p.m. A massive crowd of people, some Antifa, some counter-protesters, and some Black Lives Matter groups, well, at least they distinguished, has disbanded at Ohlone Park. Residents and neighbors said they felt relieved that Berkeley buildings and businesses were not vandalized the way they were earlier this year following a protest at UC Berkeley. While there were skirmishes and one news media worker was chased, I think there's video of that, the masked group that has incited violence in the past was much tamer. Well, I guess anything that counts as a compliment is a compliment. Yeah. Thank you, William Widmer. Thoughts and prayers for Texans and firefighters in Montana. Just want to say hi to y'all and Texan now living in Montana. All right, thank you, William. Sanguine, a movie about Antifa members going back in time to give Hitler the punching he needed and being as effective as one would think to call Vainglorious Bible. Okay, Sanguine. I'll see you tomorrow. Cryptic, thank you. They pulled the Asian Robert Lee from sports. They should ban pot since Pol Pot killed 3 million Cambodians in the name of communism. Very good, Cryptic. Okay, Sanguine, let me...
well, real quick, it's okay to kill in the name of communism.
Right, yeah, I heard about this.
It's the only way it's okay to kill.
Yeah. I think that wasn't that, isn't that from the book of Riley Dennis?
Oh my God, his fucking video today. Oh, we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that at YouTube time. Thank you guys so much. And Sanguine, yeah, I mean, if I don't have enough, I tell you what, if we go into another 45 minutes of these two guys talking about cereal soup, I'll write your ad then, because I'm not going to be doing much of anything else. Otherwise,
you don't have to call it cereal soup. You can call it breakfast soup. Everybody knows what you mean.
No, it's not soup.
No, I've already come up with a name for it, but I can't say it yet because it's Weibo's ad that she requested.
Oh,
so
okay.
yeah, once we get to that, we'll do that. But Weibo requested an ad that I've come up with a name. We'll see. Yeah. So there's now this paper is kind of. It's like, well, you know, they were violent, but at least they weren't as violent as last time. Like, what's that called? The quiet insult of low expectations or something. I forget what the phrase is.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now there's sorry, go ahead.
So we expected them to be horribly violent and beat the hell out of people, but they only beat up a couple folks this time.
Jesse Jess, did you get my request? Did you tweet it to me, Jesse? Otherwise, I don't think so. Or, I don't know. Sir Adamantine, second ad request, Joy Sparkle's Mental Health Clinic. Oh, God. Okay, I'll put that down on the list.
God.
I'll put that down on the list, Adamantine. I'll see if I can get to it tonight. Now, Jesse Jess, I didn't see an ad from you on Twitter, at least. If you've posted it here, maybe I scrolled, maybe it disappeared before I had a chance to see it. Okay, I'll have to. Did you tweet it? Okay, so hold on, let me check real quick to make sure, because Twitter's not giving me the alerts it should lately, and so I have to keep refreshing this thing. No, Jesse, I don't see it. You're gonna have to put it in the chat again for me, and I'll try to get to it today. So where were we? Okay. Anyway, yeah. So the rallies that these guys came out to oppose had actually been canceled. They'd been turned into like press conferences or something. They were supposed to be brief, and they were canceled specifically to avoid violence. And yet, it happens anyway.
Isn't this the one that they did the dog shit in the park that we talked about yesterday?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, they planted dog poop all around where the event was supposed to take place ahead of time.
Because that's what grown-ups do.
Sanitary.
Yeah, and that's good for the park too. It's good for the environment. Let's see. So otherwise, oh, Sweeper Steven, thank you. Just stopping in on my way to work to show some love, and I want my ad to be how cereal is soup. I'll tell you what, I will do another ad about soup cereal after I do Weibo's. Once Weibo pulls the trigger on it. And then I'll make up a different one, because I already did one soup cereal ad already. I'll write another one, but I'll get one for you, Sweeper. And I swear to God, I'm copying and pasting this down on my list right now so I don't forget it, because God knows you've been the unfortunate victim of my forgetfulness too many times now. So I've got this written down. Okay, let's see. What else do we have? Well, would you guys like another smuggling story?
Oh, dear God.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Well, is there death in the headline?
No. And you know what? There's no truck involved.
Oh.
This is completely different.
Bring it on.
Yeah. Okay. Smuggling tunnel found in San Diego. 30 people detained. Authorities in California say they have found a smuggling tunnel that carried dozens of people across the border from Mexico into the United States. Border Patrol agents discovered the crude tunnel described as a hole in the ground with a ladder inside it shortly after 1 a.m. Saturday near San Diego's Otay Mesa border crossing. The San Diego Union Tribune says agents saw a group of men and women in the street who ran when the agents approached. Some people tried to get back into the tunnel. Agents detained 23 Chinese nationals and 7 Mexican citizens they believe crossed into the U.S. illegally. Chinese nationals coming in from Mexico. Yow. Authorities say the tunnel may be an extension of an incomplete tunnel previously discovered by Mexican authorities. Thank you, James Koch. No ad required. Just wanted to hear you say my name, James Koch. No, I just got paid $10 to verbalize Koch.
You only paid for you to do it once.
I have Koch coming out of my mouth.
The rest are for free.
Yes, exactly. Oh, Cryptic. You could say it's a chink in the border. Mashisu, my ad would have been perfect to go with the Berkeley story. It would. Just pull the trigger on it, dude, and I'll read it. Or lady, person. Yeah, so I don't know anything about smuggling humans, obviously. Chinese nationals coming in from Mexico. Does anybody know if that's a common occurrence?
I haven't heard about it. I mean, I guess if you want to get in, you just go through Mexico. It's where everybody else sneaks through.
Oh, here we go. All right, Weibo. Weibo's ad is ready. This is the first one I did tonight.
Wait.
Yep.
She says her body is ready. What are y'all doing?
Well, she requested an ad. She wanted soup cereal commercial. And so I married one. So here we go. Introducing Weeb-O's, the cereal that's a soup. Each little O is made with a combination of whole grain oats, celery, and sun-dried tomatoes, along with our patented little cubes of dehydrated milk. Just add a cup of lukewarm water to the convenient carrying can, shake thoroughly, and voila! Instant Superial. Weeb-O's, the cereal that's a soup.
Well done.
Superial.
Well done indeed.
Superial. That is my offer.
Superial.
Superial.
They're Weeb-O's.
Yeah, Weeb-O's. Weeb-O's.
You know, one of the most common complaints I heard about my soup is cereal thing is that soup isn't savory. And it can be if you want it to be. You could add stuff to make it savory. I'm just saying.
Define savory.
No, soup is savory. Cereal isn't savory.
No, I'm just wondering what defines savory is what I'm asking.
I don't know. Apparently something that makes it soup.
Okay. Well,
cereal isn't soup.
Ryan Walters, thank you very much. The Chinese just tunneled to Mexico through the core.
The old Bugs Bunny trick.
Yeah. Took a wrong turn at Albuquerque. Okay, let's see. Otherwise, I didn't find anything else that wasn't... I mean, we could talk about the McGregor fight real quick, but I think SDA would fall asleep.
Why would I fall asleep?
She's fine. I would just like to say, I told you he was going to lose.
Yeah, well, he did go, like I said before the stream. I expected no more than 5 rounds. He went 10, which, you know, credit to him for lasting that long, even if it was with diminishing returns.
Why would I fall asleep? I'm offended. I mean, like, you're more likely not to know anything about sports than I am.
How do you figure that?
Have you met you?
Yes, every day when I'm brushing my teeth.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, I didn't have any other really super duper stories. So I figured probably because we have a backlog at this point, I just jump into MSS News unless you guys had something you want to talk about.
I do want to talk about the fight for just a minute.
Sure, yeah.
There's a couple of questions there in chat. Ari Prostate asked if I thought it would go that long. The only thing I try not to make very many predictions about boxing because it is a very dangerous sport to do that in. The only thing I said is if it went more than 5 rounds, McGregor was definitely going to lose because MMA fighters generally only train for 5 rounds. That's what they're used to fighting. Mm-hmm. And just try this sometime. Whether you're actually punching something or just punching the air, actually swing punches and just do it for a minute straight and see how fucking tired you get. Mm-hmm. It will wear your ass out. I never took him seriously as a boxer. He might be a great MMA fighter, but it is an entirely different beast.
Snubber 13, thank you very much. SDA always sounds sleepy. PSA about why traps are super, super gay. Oh, Lord. Okay, Snubber.
Wait, they have to be super, super gay. That's like when your cape is wearing a cape.
We are of similar minds on the concept, Monkey. So I will get to that as soon as I can, Snubbers. And warning to everyone, depending on timing and everything else, some or most of these ads might show up in tomorrow's stream over on Monkey's channel. So be aware. I might have to. These are very popular tonight, so I've got a lot on my plate. Yeah, I took martial arts when I was younger, and I can, and not to any professional degree or anything, but just from, you know, practice and experience, I can say that trying to throw punches and even hold your hands up to block for 5 minutes at a stretch against somebody else, given the adrenaline, given the tension of the whole situation, everything else, those gloves, as relatively light as they are, start feeling like 10-pound weights pretty quick. It's amazing, really.
Yeah, and if you throw in getting punched in the ribs, that'll just suck the life right out of you.
All right, Mashisu, here's $10 so you read my ad, you extortionist. Yes, that's me. I'm an extortionist. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. New from Mashisuko. Are you tired of those pesky masked fascists? Want to be able to attend your university courses without getting a skull fracture from a bike lock? Then you need Anti-Mash's Anti-Antifa Spray. Our repellent aerosol is made of a patented formula combining hard work, personal responsibility, and soap in order to make even the feistiest fascists think twice before assaulting your garbage can. Anti-Mash's Anti-Antifa Spray. Order now.
That was awesome. That was really well done. I like the bathing part.
Yeah, and soap. William Whitmer, thank you. Do you think McGregor will box again? Probably.
I think he could be a decent boxer. You just don't step up to somebody who's gone 49-0 as well. Yeah. It was a silly fight. It really was. It was all for the money, which I have no problem with that. But if anybody thought that was going to be a really serious fight, I just don't think you paid enough attention to boxing.
Yeah, I mean, we've said it wasn't. I remember many years ago, I forget what it was, like a Mike Tyson comeback fight, and he had a bout with some guy with an Irish name. I forget what his name was, but it was so imbalanced. Like Tyson was so much better than this guy, and so it was a cheat. You know, it was just a publicity stunt. Now this had a publicity stunt written all over it too, but there was this notion that you had this MMA fighter with a perfect record versus a boxer with a perfect record. And no. But I thought there was, but even I thought maybe there's a chance. Maybe there's a chance that he'll, Mayweather will underestimate him, or that, or something. I don't know. But like I said, 10 rounds, I was impressed by that alone. But yeah, I wasn't expecting anybody to win but Mayweather. Also, I hear a pretty good echo from probably SDA.
Yeah, I'm getting a bit of an echo too.
Yeah. Not an Amazon echo, but an SDA echo.
That fix it?
Testing. Yep. Okay.
Yep, seems good.
Cool. So yeah, any other things we want to talk about before MSS News?
I would just like to throw out there that if Floyd Mayweather would like to beat me up for $30 million, I am game.
Man.
He can do it on television if he wants.
I don't know. Is $30 million worth the risk of like permanent brain damage?
Well, yeah.
Ranting Monkey, the last true capitalist.
That's right. Okay, I'll try.
Okay, so preamble question. Are either of you in shape to read stories? Because I know it's been a kind of a... Because either I'll start doing ads now, or I'll do it during deep topic time while you guys talk. Because I can do ads, or I can do MSS News if that's hit or miss.
I can try MSS News here.
Okay. Oh, Pincalo asks, are you going to talk about Rex Tillerson, or did I miss that? Yeah, I guess. Hold on, let me find that real quick. I saw that MSS.
What did he do?
So. Well, there's a couple of things. He talked earlier today about North Korea and kept stressing the need for diplomacy over anything else. And I heard him on the radio. He was very, diplomatic, all things considered, because this was in response to the projectiles or missiles that North Korea fired off the other day into the sea as another show-off or something. But secondly, he also made a public statement about his relationship to Trump's statements. So I'll read this real quick. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson said Sunday that President Trump, quote, speaks for himself when asked whether the president's response to the violence in Charlottesville, Virginia, raised questions about Trump's values. The brief remark from the top cabinet official appeared to be the latest subtle sign of a gap between Tillerson, a former globe-trotting oil executive, and the freewheeling president who ran a campaign in large part against how the U.S. interacts with pillars of the international community. It also points to a distance between Trump and some of his team on Charlottesville. Tillerson said on Fox News Sunday that the United States was committed to freedom and, quote, equal treatment of people the world over, unquote, when posed the question by anchor Chris Wallace. Quote, I don't believe anyone doubts the American people's values, Tillerson said. And the president's values, Wallace asked? The president speaks for himself, Tillerson said. So there you go on that.
Alrighty.
Okay, so MSS News, and I'll take a look at a couple ads. If you guys tire out or need me to read stuff, I can do that too.
Sure. Okay, let's see. The first one I have here comes from Young Dub.
Young Dub.
Huffington Post. Trump just pardoned white supremacy. Donald Trump just used the presidential pardon authority to pardon white supremacy in the person of convicted criminal Joe Aparo. I've seen this a couple of times now. I'm not going to read this whole story, but apparently there's a lot of people who think that the president pardoning Sheriff Joe here is an impeachable offense.
It's not.
It's not.
Yeah.
And the idea is absolutely asinine. And in this case, they're saying it's all because it's all white supremacy. Sheriff Joe, I'm fairly certain, would kick out any illegal. He's never. It's all about the immigration part of it. Obama's Justice Department, which how can I put this nicely, was entirely full of shit. Did find some things that they say were questionable, but they did the same thing in Ferguson, which was entirely run by black people. But the pardoning of Joe is not a big deal. The president had every right to do it. You don't have to like it, but doesn't make it impeachable or white supremacist.
Illegal. It's just.
Yeah.
Not everything you don't like is illegal. Just saying.
This one comes from Moonshock, and oh my God, I hear this every president.
Uh-oh.
From Yahoo News, Donald Trump might refuse to leave the White House when his term ends, expert warns.
Jesus.
For the record, I first heard this asinine theory back under Bush.
Yeah.
When I was on the Bill Maher boards, there was one person there who was absolutely convinced George Bush would never leave the White House. And then I heard it with Obama. Obama was never going to leave the White House. He was going to change the Constitution so he was president forever. And now we have Donald Trump might refuse to leave power when his time at the White House comes to an end. An expert on Latin American leaders has warned. Tim Rogers.
Okay.
What's that?
No, I'm just like, oh, this random expert from this one thing says so clearly.
Oh, yeah, and hang on, wait for his expertise. Tim Rogers, a journalist, said the U.S. leader has no respect for the sanctity of the presidency. The expert on Nicaragua.
What exactly has he? Sorry.
That's okay.
Just what has he done?
You need me to referee?
No, it's okay. I'm sorry.
Did you go ahead? If you want to add something, go ahead.
Well, just what has he done to make you think that? Not you, but like name the thing.
I don't know. I'll have to read on to see if he gives us a reason here.
Okay.
The expert on Nicaraguan Sandinista Front for National Liberation, FSLN, and the country's former president, Daniel. The expert. Oh, and he's he's an expert on Daniel Ortega. Mr. Rogers said it was common for Latin. God damn it! I was reading good. You threw me off. I'm blaming you for this one.
Real quick, thank you, Cryptic. Yep, I'll listen to Latin American leader. Name me one Latin American country that isn't either poor, in debt, or heading towards collapse. Not a bad point.
Mr. Rogers said it was common for Latin American leaders to stay in power for long periods. He added that he sees similarities between Mr. Trump and the likes of Mr. Ortega. Describing Mr. Trump as a tribal leader, he said he was dividing the U.S. as opposed to uniting it. Quote, "This is a dangerous moment for the country. Trump has shown no interest in preserving the sanctity of the presidency or the traditions of U.S. democracy. He might not even be familiar with them. Trump is only interested in Trump. He's willing to sacrifice everything for the sake of self-preservation. This is how dictatorships are born." He added, shortly after Daniel Ortega was elected president of Nicaragua in 2006, renowned author and intellectual Sergio Ramirez told me, "Anyone who thinks Ortega is going to leave office at the end of his term is being naive. I was naive. I didn't see it coming, even after I was warned what to look for. I might be naive again by thinking that Mr. Trump will try something similar by refusing to go away when his time is up. But Nicaragua, oh my God, now I can't say that word. My tongue is getting, sorry. But Nicaragua has taught me it's best to err on the side of caution with dealing with authoritarians. Yeah, he literally didn't give any reason. He just, I see similarities.
I'm sorry.
We're all dumber for me having read that. I apologize.
So I've got another one. Catholic school removes Jesus statues to be more inclusive. Bitch, you're in a... Sweetheart, I don't mean to be condescending, except that I do. You're a Catholic school. What the fuck? Okay. Parents of students at a Catholic school in San Francisco, okay, are protesting the board's decision to remove and relocate more than 160 statues of Jesus. That is so many Jesus statues. Holy crap. Okay. Yeah, so they're just, people are upset that they're doing it, and they're doing it. So yeah, okay. That's about it.
Another one here.
Yeah. Me or you?
You.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I thought you had one.
Let me do an ad real quick. I got one out here. Sir Adamantine asked for a Joy Sparkles mental health clinic. What is the definition of insanity? Doing something over and over again and expecting a different result. That's why we here at Dr. Sparkle's Sanitarium will never stop trying to cure you. We'll provide your ill family member with cutting-edge medicine that promises one thing, but delivers nothing more than hot air. In fact, we'll give you at least 50 pills every day, each promising the same thing. Eventually, one has to work. Dr. Sparkle's Sanitarium.
Well played. Well played indeed.
All right.
This comes from Salon.com. My liberal white male rage. What should I do about it? Kill yourself. What? It kind of came out of nowhere.
Wow.
I'm a teacher at an all-girls school. That's unfortunate. We're always cautious about predators. A young man with short, light hair walks into a courtyard. One of our administrators, Mindy, steps out and asks him what he's doing on campus as is protocol. Mindy is in her mid-50s, a black woman with short, straight hair and teal glasses, just under 5 feet tall. The man looks at her without a word and punches her across the face. Are you sure? Like, are you 100% positive that actually... Okay. I'm staring from just inside. I sprint out before he even sees me. I choke slam him against the wall, crushing his throat with my hand. Bullshit. Bullshit. Show me the security footage. Okay. I shove him against the wall and start punching left, right. I throw him down and hammer my knees onto his shoulders, pinning him to the ground. But no, you didn't. This didn't happen. Pixar didn't fucking happen. His arms are splayed and he still stares at me silently. He hasn't said a word in the whole time. In a fury, I grab the front of his hair and slam the back of his head onto the concrete. It makes an awful noise and I feel blood in his scalp. I do it again. Okay. If you're slamming his head onto the concrete, presumably you're not touching the part of his scalp that would be slammed onto the concrete unless you're also slamming your hand onto the concrete and thus are not feeling blood. You dipshit. Jesus. I do it again. Mindy is still on the ground but is looking at me shocked. I tell her to come over and check to make sure he doesn't have any weapons and then to call the police. I notice behind her there's a group of students standing in the doorway of the school at gas clutching their binders. Did the whole bus clap as well? They look at me with admiration and horror. Bullshit. This didn't fucking happen. Oh my God. I'm a left-wing white guy and a Jew. Exactly. This didn't happen.
Cryptic, thank you very much. Sounds like a homoerotic Antifa fantasy.
Right? Like, this shit didn't happen. Okay. I'm sorry. At work, I've spaced out for 20 minutes at a time during meetings, daydreaming about committing violence, always righteously in overly dramatic, obnoxiously heroic ways. Oh, was this like you actually...
Wait, was this all a daydream?
Definitely maybe. Because I'm sitting here like, bullshit that this happened. The blood's in the wrong spot.
Yes.
Well, no, I'm just reading ahead to figure out.
Oh, take us with you.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to figure out what this fucking bullshit is.
Thank you, Sanguine. Quote, I swear it was the most badass white guilt feeling liberal ever. Or I was the most badass.
In addition to saving the girls from the male predator with my brute strength and righteous rage, I've had another recurring fantasy of saving passengers on a plane hijacked by 9/11-esque terrorists. I tackled... Okay, yeah, no, this was just him being stupid. Okay. God. I tackle an armed hijacker, turn his gun on him, and immediately inspire other passengers to team up and distract the terrorists. The reason why you dream about this is because you're a gay-ass Jew. And it's not the Jewy part, it's the gay part that's bad. Anyway.
The views expressed by SDA are not necessarily those.
I just want to make sure that you're all offended for the
monkey.
right... Okay. I sporadically attend an anti-racist, anti-sexist white male group. Yes, those exist. I came into this week's meeting brooding, emotional tumult, eyes boring into the ground, irked by the benign tone of the conversation. It's time for my check-in. My heart pounds, and I think I might cry. This is why you're never going to slam a guy's head into concrete. When I divulge, yeah, right? Like...
they just meme quoted you twice, backscan and Zenith at the exact same time.
Nice.
It's the gay part that's bad. Because what I share, I'm furious and upset. I feel trapped by my own rage. What?
He said he had to go for a second.
Oh, okay. I'm dramatically reading something. I'm furious and upset. I feel trapped in my rage. All these impulses I've tried to tame over the years because the aggressive, brash, self-righteous feelings polluted everything from my activism to my romantic life. What romantic life? The one where something's up your butt?
Sorry about that. My phone rang.
Ah, welcome back.
Yes, thank you. Are we at a pause point? Because I have an ad.
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm being provoked by these fucking assholes, these men, and I want to lash out, punch back, but I don't think that's what we need right now. What anyone needs right now. You dramatic little fuckhead. Okay. Isn't that just the same patronizing, hyper-masculine bullshit that let these fucking Nazis think they have the right to make others feel so terrible, to threaten, kill? I mean, that escalated quickly, but okay. I mean, I don't want to replicate that. That's the master's tools, right? Also, I'm scared. I mean, what if one of them brings a gun? Just one assault rifle. I saw a civilian carrying an assault rifle. What?
Is this a Poe?
I don't know. It's from Salon, so probably not. I saw a civilian carrying an assault rifle in Arizona. Scared the shit out of me. Like, welcome to the fucking South, bro. God, okay. I feel so doubly trapped. I want what's selfishly best for me, beating the shit out of one of those guys. And I also don't want to die. So in a way, I also feel like it's the only way, God damn, it's the only word that makes sense to me here. A pussy. I mean, after Trump was elected, I thought I might be fighting a totalitarian regime that would be locking up activists and journalists. Perhaps it seems hyperbolic, but I kept thinking, if it came down to it, would I be willing to die for a cause? The same way non-Jews hid Jews during World War II? Would I have that courage?
No.
Are you fucking kidding me?
What's this guy's name?
Oh, dear God. What is your name? Something Jewy. Abe Lowe.
This is a fake. This has got to be
Look
a fake.
him up.
How do you spell
It's
low in there?
salon. It's for Realsy Pants Salon. I don't know.
Okay, how do you spell the guy's name?
Abe and then Low.
Abe Lowe. Okay, because that's
not with an E, not low E, but just low.
Right.
Okay, keep reading.
Let me find where I was. Crap. Okay, there we go.
Crap.
I look up. Damn, say the white men, eyebrows raised, but nodding. One man jumps in. He had been the last to he had been at the last scrap with the alt-right when they came to town. He says they probably should have been throwing punches, but he found out that he just wasn't that kind of guy. Yeah, that's why you're left wing. Duh. He says he probably should have been throwing punches. Okay, sorry. But he was able to have some conversations with them. He said that one alt-right has said, if someone can dominate you, that means they are superior to you. The aspiring anti-racist, anti-sexist white guy said he didn't even know where to go from there. It's because he's gay. If there's a political philosophy that embodies the worst of masculinity, it's neo-Nazism. Why? Because you're too pussy to punch him in the face? Not that you should. But, like, it makes you pee your pants thinking about it. Of course you don't like something that you perceive as masculine. God.
Abe Lowe is the pen name of I suppose they mean a writer and educator who writes about politics and culture. He loves getting responses to his essays. And I'm suspicious. So.
Well,
I'm not.
I don't think this is a Poe. I think it's a guy who really wishes he was a man.
Okay.
I mean, and he's a Jew.
That's how it comes across.
So. I don't know.
I just wanted
maybe
to know
it
how
is.
old he was.
Yeah. I got an ad real quick, and amazingly, it's one of Sanguine's.
Oh,
let's see if we get his done. So here we go. He wanted a time travel movie with Antifa going to punch Hitler. Oh, real quick. Cryptic, thank you. Projection from a gay dude who needs Riley's dong. Oh, God. Wow. Oh. All right, here we go. The year is 2020. Nazi agent Donald Trump is on the verge of winning a second presidential term. And deep in the science labs of UC Berkeley, an experiment to save the world is underway. The heroic members of Antifa are jumping through time to find and punch Hitler how he should have been punched in order to stop the Nazis and thus ensure that Donald Trump never becomes president forever. Sanguine Pictures brings you Vainglorious Byblows.
Nicely done.
And Sweeper, I'll do your soup ad tomorrow because it'll take me at least that long to figure out something that's not Weebos. Snubberth, your PSA. I feel like your PSA needs to be something like the old drug PSA, where it's like, where'd you learn how to do this stuff?
I learned it from watching you.
Yeah, which means I need to write a script that Monkey and/or I and SDA can play off of.
Ooh, I want to be at a script.
Okay, well, I got to work on it. I got to work on how I'm going to do that with traps are super, super gay.
Like super gay?
Yeah, so I'll have to figure that one out.
So they're like the gayest of the gay.
And I still have one I'm saving for LJ, who needs to get things squared away by Monday. So on Monday's show, I'll do LJ's and keep that here. So I'll work on those two, yeah. So, but if anybody else has any ads they'd like me to give a shot at tonight, as long as they're not uber complicated, I will give it my best shot. Let me do at least one or two MSS here real quick, and then we'll get on to YouTube stuff. I don't have much to talk about, so let's save time there. Let's see. Okay. Ooh, what's this? No, we talked about that one yesterday. Okay. How about this one? This comes from Pincalo the driver, or Eric the driver, or the driver, depending on the day. Artist who saved Rosa Parks' house from destruction wants to return it to the U.S. Okay. The house has been up in Berlin yet less than a year, but after the violence in Charlottesville, Virginia, and the growing call to remove Confederate monuments, the American artist says it's now clear to him that Parks's house needs to return soon to the U.S. Wait, he bought it and moved it to Berlin?
Berlin.
Okay. Section by section, American artist Ryan Mendoza painstakingly disassembled the small wood frame home of civil rights icon Rosa Parks after learning that the struggling city of Detroit was going to have it demolished. He shipped it across the Atlantic Ocean and rebuilt it in the German capital of Berlin, saving the home and creating a new tourist attraction. The house has been up in Berlin less than a year, but after the violence at a white nationalist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, and the growing call to remove Confederate monuments in the United States, the New York native said it's now clear to him that Parks's house needs to return soon to the U.S. Quote, it's actually become a necessity as we see people rising up and seeing things for what they are, he said. So a house that was so nobody gave a shit about, it was going to be demolished, needs to come back here. Okay.
So he could get his name in the paper.
Yeah, exactly. This isn't an ego trip at all. As Americans begin to understand they have to recontextualize these monuments, they're not recontextualizing them, they're removing them. They're just going away. The Confederate statues, there is a lack of civil rights monuments to balance things out.
We don't put up monuments to balance things, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, anyway, that's all there is to that one. Oh, thank you, Sanguine. Add a primer on how to write boasts consisting of fictional wankery about how macho and intense you are, but also self-loathing for alt-lefties. So basically a guide to write the thing that SDA just read.
Yes.
All right, I'll tell you what.
Just
I will come up with a book name.
The effort.
I'll come up with something. That's a long way of talking about something that I can probably synthesize down pretty quick, but I will do my best.
Save yourself the effort and just
read the
get a dildo.
All right. Okay. Let me see what else we got. Oh, the Canadian superhero. Oh, have you guys heard about the real life superhero movement?
No, and that sounds like something that shouldn't be a thing.
Well, there are people in different cities in different parts of the world, and mostly America, who dress up as superheroes and do like public service and stuff like that. Like I know there was a guy in, I think it was Chicago. There's a whole documentary about it called Real Life Superheroes or something like that. And yeah, these guys dress up. And there's one guy in New York. I think he goes by the Hebrew word for hope or something. I forget what that's called. But he goes around, he hands sandwiches out to homeless people and things like that.
Okay. So they're not like actually trying to.
Well, there is one guy in,
stuff.
I think it was it Seattle? Phoenix Jones, a guy who actually went around and he was a martial artist and he put on a whole costume and he tried to break up fights and muggings and stuff and actually patrolled the night with other superheroes.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Anyway, I'll do this one real quick. This comes from, if I didn't click on the wrong thing there. This comes from, tell me again. Pink Hollow Driver again. Canadian superhero helps the homeless on Vancouver's downtown east side and dresses like death. In Vancouver, Thanatos dresses like death to help the homeless, and sometimes the costume does a lot of the work for him. I'll just send the link out to the chat so you can take a look at this. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's a little silly and a little long. So, oh, there was something else. So real quick, if you guys know who Tobe Hooper was the director of Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Poltergeist, and he passed away today. He's done many a movie that was horror, sci-fi, like Life Force and things like that. But he was 74. So those of you who are horror movie buffs, one of the grandfathers of slasher cinema has passed away. Oh, this has to be fake. This has to be fake. Okay, well this one comes from AIS Clear or Aces Clear or whatever, however you say that. I'm going to check the bottom, make sure this isn't a hoax, because this sounds right up there with the snake sex one. I'm pretty sure this is a hoax. I don't. It's coming from a site called Loyalis, LOYALYS.com. But all right, I'll read it. It's from Florida. Zoo employee killed while attempting to rape an alligator.
Yeah, that sounds fake.
Fake news.
Yeah, I think it's fake.
You are fake news.
If somebody can find me a link or something else that says otherwise, okay, I'll go with it. But else, I'm gonna assume that is a fake. Eureka Tograph. Scribe Light, a cocaine ad is told by Billy Mays. God. I couldn't do Billy Mays if I tried. But if you really want me to give it a shot, donate and I'll give it a shot sometime tomorrow. You guys know who Billy Mays is or was?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
How do you
OxyClean?
OxyClean.
How do you not know who Billy Mays is?
No, I know who he is. I was asking you guys if you knew because it might be.
No,
obscure.
I know, but like, how could you not know who he's a legend?
Well, I don't know. Who doesn't know Meatloaf? Raise your hand.
That's different.
Yeah. Okay. What's this? Oh yeah, Joro Payo. We talked about that. Okay, I think that's about it for stories. Yeah, because you talked about the Catholic school removing Jesus statues, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well then, shall we move on to YouTube time? SDA.
Sure.
What did you do today?
I didn't do anything on YouTube, but I got quite a bit of editing done.
Oh yeah, how much?
3 or 4 chapters, actually.
Nice.
Which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot.
I didn't do anything for YouTube today. I did appear briefly on Miss Misa's stream and shit talk for a while with her and Irate Bear and Sinatra. And Sinatra told a very interesting story about he saved a baby deer from strangulation in a fence. It was very cute.
That was nice of him.
But he was under.
That's so cute.
But he was under threat by Mama Deer, who was nearby, watching in helplessness as her baby deer was trapped and being accosted by a human. He had to. So the story he tells is much better. But it was one of those orange sort of like construction site fences, those plastic things with the little holes in them.
Oh yeah.
So it was a really baby deer. It was like a 6-pound deer, and it had gotten its head caught in there. And so he was trying to work some snippers in between the deer's cheek and the fence to not cut the deer, but to try to give it some release. And it kept squirming, and eventually he got the deer out, and Mama didn't come up and like start kicking him. So he did save a deer.
Well, that was nice of him. That's a good story to have.
Rational Outlaw, thank you. Cereal isn't soup, monkey. SDA is right.
That's not true.
Oh, you know what I forgot? Monkey Dick, Jim Jones movies. And if you have not already, please hit that like button. And additionally, if you like the kind of stuff that Monkey, SDA, and I do, please share our videos because YouTube ain't going to help us no more in that department. So
share and share often.
Yes. So that was my YouTube stuff. Monkey, what did you do today?
I made a video talking about the assault on free speech that's going on because, and it's one of several that I'll probably end up doing on the topic because it's driving me insane. It really is. I don't even know where to begin with all of this. It's just so stupid. Whether it's talking about, beating people up because they're saying something violent. You can't say something violent for fuck's sake. That's so fucking retarded. There's a reason that we have free speech, and it's not just so you can say mean shit to people. It's really not. That's not the purpose of it at all. The purpose of it is to be able to question literally everything and to hopefully make the better arguments win. Mm-hmm. One of the things I highlighted was the video Riley recently did was it that not all violence is equal? Where the idiot actually says that allowing or free speech is what made the Holocaust happen. That's what this motherfucker said. I thought I'd seen Riley say stupid shit before. That literally insulted my intelligence. The Holocaust.
Is that the video that you did today?
What's that?
Is that the video that you did today?
That was part of it, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't just focus on him. That was about the first half of it. But
Yeah,
arguing
I responded to that video too.
Arguing that the Holocaust happened because of free speech is, you shouldn't be allowed to speak in public after that because you're a moron and you should be locked in a little cell, not for what you said. Hang on. But so that you don't hurt yourself or others, because you're clearly not right. You're not in your right mind. As I watched that, I couldn't believe I was actually listening to somebody say that. And his argument was that the marketplace of ideas is failing because the Holocaust happened. No. The rise of the Nazis may or may not. You can argue that free speech may have been a part of it because they were allowed to say what they wanted and they grew to power. That's fine. But once they were in power, what they did is shut down all speech. It was just what they allowed you to say. Irate Prostate says he didn't quite get the Theron Meyer part. The Theron Meyer part was just because Theron brought up the fact that so many people respond to Riley, and she just isn't sure that it's because people are actually outraged. And it's to point out, yeah, people are actually outraged by the stupid shit that dumb motherfucker has to say. Riley is a wonderful example of what happens when you send a dumbass kid off to college and throw him through social justice courses. Riley has never said anything original. He just keeps repeating the same shit he hears other people say without putting an ounce of thought into it. This is a guy who, in this video, it just laments the death of Heather Hare, whatever the fuck his hair name, the dead chick from Charlottesville. Higher, thank you. It's just so tragic. I mean, this girl died. This is the same stupid motherfucker who made a video defending Islam.
Real quick. Cryptic, sure. Thank you. Nancy Pelosi argued for shutdown of Patriots prayer group because you can't yell wolf in a crowd. That bitch is senile.
I have a theory that Nancy Pelosi is actually Abe Lincoln in disguise. Check her out. Look at Nancy Pelosi's face and tell me that it doesn't look like Abe Lincoln shaved his beard.
I believe in that video, Riley also says about Nazi Germany, verbatim, the marketplace of ideas has already failed. We can't let them say, like, we can't let them talk.
Yeah, that was his point. That because of Nazi Germany, we can't have free speech. It's fucking retarded. And then there were other people like, I forget her name, but the head of Black Lives Matter, one of the leaders, one of the founders, came out and said that hate speech is not protected speech. Sorry, yes it is. The Supreme Court unanimously just ruled on that earlier this year. And even the crazy fucking liberals on the Supreme Court, even Ginsburg, who has said that we should sometimes decide U.S. law based on European law, even that crazy cunt realizes you cannot limit speech just because it's something you don't fucking like. Ugh. That's it. I'm done ranting. But yeah, that's what my video was about today.
Okay.
Hello.
I would just like to point out that I got a video out on the same subject as you before you did.
Well, you probably figured I was going to do it, so you copied me in advance.
Nope.
I'm going for a record here. If I can get 2 Sanguine ads out in one night, I think I'll call it a win.
Are you close?
Okay. Pretty close. So do we have any other YouTube drama today? I know I saw a bunch of stuff going on, but I'm not sure if any of it was YouTube specific. Anything new on Sargon or anything?
Not that I've seen. I worked on my video and then I hopped right offline, so I wasn't really looking around.
I know
the
that
only thing.
Oh yes, go ahead.
So the only thing I did see was a whole lot of people have said at the notion that breakfast cereal might be soup.
Yeah, I was about to say, if there was any YouTube drama, holy cow, soup is cereal, cereal is soup went just all over the place. In fact, I think it even ended up, if I'm not mistaken, on Omegan's stream. Someone had tweeted that on behalf of Lords of the Night. I think it was Sweeper.
Sweet.
Miss Misa's stream, I think, had tongue butter, if I'm not mistaken as well. So it was all over the place.
Yes. Can I just make a statement on that real fast?
I wouldn't dream of stopping you.
There are people who have questioned the question whether or not I'm being sincere in saying that. I am absolutely sincere in saying soup or cereal is soup. However,
he's insane.
I'm not insane. I've just opened my mind, and you should try it. Some of the people that I'm fucking with on Twitter, it's only because they are taking it so very seriously. I have said so many things in my time on YouTube. I cannot believe that the most controversial is that cereal is soup.
Like, that's the thing of all the things.
Twitter has just absolutely gone insane.
No, it really has. Like, it's been a little bananas. But it's been fun.
It was fun though. I've enjoyed reading it. I enjoyed the memes some of the memes I've seen. But cereal is absolutely soup. Bloodwing cereal does not come in a can in the U.S. like soup and peaches. Just because something doesn't come in a can doesn't mean it's not soup. Some of the things that people said that to excuse why it's not soup have been funny. One of them was that it doesn't come in a can, which you can buy cereal in a can. Some people, I think it was Rin, was arguing with me and told me that it's not soup because it's made with milk. There's a lot of soups that are made with milk. It's not savory. Not all soup is savory, but if you want your breakfast cereal savory, you can add flavoring to it if you wanted to. There are all kinds of ways that it's soup, and I win again. But yeah, it was kind of funny to see how it blew up on there.
Yeah, it was. It was ridiculous, and people. I do want to thank everyone who expressed their condolences and sympathies to me last night for what I had to go through. It was water torture of an audio kind, as you probably heard. I also want to apologize to Lady Monkey's sides for having been hurt so badly. My words caused pain, and as we know, words are violence. So I'm going to be much more careful in the future on how I express myself and my own pain, because I wouldn't want to like push it on anyone else like I did last night. It was bad.
My absolute favorite moment of today on Twitter, somebody said, "Name a soup that's sugary," and I answered Cocoa Pebbles, and that confused him.
All right, I have an ad, my second sanguine ad in one night.
Nice.
What can I tell you? I am a legend in my own time. All right. In these times of social and political strife, finding strength through weakness may be our only hope when personal initiative is just too much work. Now, from the screenwriter of Moon Poon and various other genre-mixed films, he brings you his first self-help guide, Strong Pussies, Using Self-Hatred to Create False Bravery. With this groundbreaking literary work, you can turn your futile and flailing tantrums into something that almost sounds like an argument. Already on the Washington Post's bestsellers list, Strong Pussies, Using Self-Hatred to Create False Bravery.
Well done.
All right, there you go.
And it actually sounds like something they would do. It could be an ad for their little, what was that training group they have.
Training group?
It's so sad.
They have a training group for this stuff now?
For Antifa.
Yeah, here's how to fight, and here's how to throw your leg out like a kick or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like retarded kids fighting.
So, though I am wary to ask, do we have a deep topic for this evening?
Um. Hmm.
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 We should talk about why we don't have deep topics.
Yeah, why is it difficult to come up with a deep topic?
It's hard to come up with something like that on the fly. Usually, I think of something earlier in the day if I do have one.
I mean, we're all
I don't know.
reasonably intelligent, thinking people. I mean, I guess I think, at least for me, the thing is like deep topic is sort of a threshold that requires something extraordinary in my own head, like something really provocative or something really sort of profound. But of course, as we saw last night, you can have a deep topic that goes as simple as, is cereal soup? So maybe I've just been aiming too high Air Force for too long.
We'll see. I think part of it is that we take it a little too seriously sometimes because it can be silly.
Yes.
Because again, I honestly do think cereal is soup, but to have an argument about that is just it's fun and it's stupid, but it gets I enjoyed it.
Oh, I had fun too.
My favorite part was Scribe talking about forking himself.
That I got a deep topic. I'll make it deep. Okay. Why is pumpkin spice so popular? When did this start, and why is it perpetuating?
So
real quick, Cryptic. In Asian massage parlors, deep is not a topic. Thank you, Cryptic.
Pumpkin spice is so popular because you can sell anything to little white girls.
That's true too.
Now, is it all Starbucks' fault, or was pumpkin spice popular before? Because as far as I recall, I didn't even know it was a thing that people were crazy about until Starbucks started doing it.
I don't know if they were the first ones to do it. I honestly can't remember. But it's just pumpkin pie in a glass.
So SDA, as a fan of this, explain to me from your perspective why it is so popular, why it's so important.
Like, I mean, have you ever?
I've never had it, so I have no idea. You have to
it's really good. Like it's just good. It's also rare because you only get it like once a year. So it's like, oh my God, it's fall. It's time to.
Well, I mean, can you not get pumpkin spice any other time of the year as a regular consumer?
Not from Starbucks.
Oh.
See, that. I think that is the big part of it. It's white girls will buy anything that's like that. I mean, pumpkin spice is just Kanye West in liquid form.
Is it a demographically white? I don't know. I mean, is it like more popular with white girls than it is with anybody else?
I have never seen a black girl go, "Oh, great, they have pumpkin spice."
I honestly don't know. That wasn't
Asian, like a half Asian, would be excited about that.
Okay, so but it has to. But if someone other than Starbucks is offering it, would you buy it there?
Well, it depends. Is it trashy? Like a Caribou coffee? Sure.
I don't know. I'm just asking. It's like, yeah, what's a Caribou coffee?
You don't know what it...
Yeah, not every state has the same things as every other state. Thank you, Mashisu. Scribe Light, here's a deep topic. Why was an Italian disco song from the 1980s adopted as the Kyrgyzstan national anthem? Chatelet? I'm sure there is a history of that. I will try to find out.
There actually is. It's because it has the green frog on the label of the CD.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
There's a couple of other things that go into it. I forget them all, but yeah, there's all of these coincidences that just made it fit.
Yeah, it is a proto Pepe, although that might be a retroactive change. But I'll try to find out why. But anyway, so pumpkin spice.
That they work with a black girl who loves pumpkin spice from Starbucks. I believe you. And I'm sure there's a couple white guys who can dance. Doesn't mean white guys can't dance. That's all I'm saying.
Timothy Seelbeck, thank you. Mom introduced me to pumpkin spice in 1983 as something sprinkled on strawberries. I don't know if I've ever actually had pumpkin spice on anything that I recall. So.
Oh yeah, there's the other thing. The band name that sang Chatelet was Pepe.
Oh, named Pepe, Pepe. Yeah, there you go. That's why. That's why it's the national Kikistani song, yeah, amongst other things. Yeah, so it's a seasonal tradition now. I mean, Starbucks has turned it into an institution all its own, apparently.
I think they learned from the McRib.
Oh, yeah. Limited quantities make it more popular when it comes out, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how many...
you can sell anything to white girls.
I wonder how many pumpkins have to give their lives every year to satisfy Starbucks' insatiable hunger for pumpkin spice.
Actually, none. It's made just from stuff.
Wait, it's not made from pumpkins?
I don't believe so, actually.
Pumpkin spice is not necessarily pumpkin, I don't believe.
Yeah.
It's just what gives the pie the flavor.
Yeah, it's the spice part, not the pumpkin part.
My mind is blown. Okay.
Yeah, my little white girl mind was blown too, but oh well.
My little Michael mind was blown.
Nobody's going to buy it if they just name it shit we decided to throw in the coffee.
It's like that. Do you guys have Red Robin where you guys are?
Unfortunately.
We don't. We were supposed to get one, but never did.
Yeah, there was this, I don't know if they still have it because I haven't gone to a Red Robin in years, but they had this sort of like standard Red Robin flavors, spice stuff on the table that you put on your fries. And if you look on the ingredients, it says, you know, it's this and a little paprika, and then it just stops and says, and other spices. And I'm like what? I mean, what goes in there? Why wouldn't you tell me? It could be cocaine.
Yeah, I don't like when they do that. If you're going to give me ingredients, I want to know what they all are.
Flair Fritz says Scribe Light just cinnamon, nutmeg, and stuff like that. Okay, so it's not pumpkin spice. It's spice you put on pumpkin pie, or that you use in pumpkin pie, because pumpkin by itself is kind of bland.
Yeah, if you go to the store, have you never baked?
I don't smoke pot, no.
You go to the store, you actually buy something called pumpkin spice.
Well, that's what I was asking. Is this like some rare commodity that's only available?
Or you're not like a freaking noob and you make it yourself.
Well, okay, this is why I was asking. I don't know.
Like a proper white girl.
I don't know anything about pumpkin spice or its making or anything else. This is why I was asking. Is it like something that's so rare they can only produce it once a year? Or is it just that they only decide to put it on their stuff once a year?
How much does a pumpkin spice latte cost? Or pumpkin spice, whatever.
There you go.
Well, I like to get it with you guys would kill me. I like to get it with soy, so it costs like 50% extra. It tastes better than regular milk.
Soy. That's like bean juice.
Yeah, soy milk is not milk. It's
juice. Uh-oh. Is soy milk milk? Dun dun dun. No.
Soybeans don't have titties.
What about milk of magnesia?
Yes.
That doesn't come from a nipple.
They might. You don't know that.
Magnesia nipples. Let's see.
I don't know.
This is tough. This is the one part of the show that I don't know what to say unless something's happening. We got hurricanes and we have Antifa. You would think we'd have something deep to talk about, either one of these things, like national emergencies or something, or how you respond to that, or people surviving this stuff. Something.
Well, I saw a lot of things from people who are stranded in Texas because the water is so high.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the times that they advise you to leave a hurricane area, it's not necessarily the hurricane itself.
Right.
It's shit like this. And I understand not everybody can leave. I get that. But if you can, definitely make sure you can. And if you couldn't leave, don't get impatient with the rescuers trying to get to you. There's a lot of people who didn't leave.
Did you see that picture of those people in that nursing home that were sitting there in like 4 feet of water?
Yeah.
I don't know the story, the whole story behind that, but the fact that those people hadn't already been evacuated is insane to me. Especially, I mean, if you want to talk about the people that need to be moved away from such dangers, you start with children and the elderly first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
So that picture made no sense to me unless someone is about to be sued out their ass for neglect and
I think somebody was trying to kill old people.
Jesus.
Just leave them in there. Close the door. They'll be fine. I did see a great picture. It's looks like a National Guardsman carrying a woman across the water, and it said, "My male privilege."
Yeah, there you go.
Because you're going to see a lot of people doing a lot of heavy lifting in the coming days, and 99% of them going to be dudes because we get all that privilege.
Yeah, and like that thing about Trump just like tweeting out good wishes to people, and someone just like, "Hey, you Nazi!" Like, what?
Oh yeah, why would we take? Yeah, because that was so fucking stupid. What Trump was in that, the Trump tweet was actually, if you were told to evacuate, you should probably do it. And he came back with, "Why would we take advice from a racist? You're gonna fucking die." See, I've had this conversation with people about swearing. Here's a deep topic for you.
Oh boy.
I've had people tell me, and word for word, that once somebody swears, they no longer listen to them.
What?
Yeah, if you swear, they will never listen. They won't listen to you. They won't take anything you say seriously. And I called him out. I said, "That's bullshit." So I guarantee if you were on a sinking ship and I told you to get your fucking ass in the lifeboat, you would get in the lifeboat. You're not going to die because I said fuck.
Mm-hmm.
The idea that you're going to let yourself die out of spite, I kind of want to test people on it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I will kill myself out of spite.
Yeah, it's.
Now, I'll put myself or others in danger just so I don't have to acquiesce to the wisdom of someone I don't like. Is that like a self-enforced ad hominem attack?
Yeah, I guess so.
It's like, I don't like that guy, so I'm going to do damage to myself as a result of what he's telling me.
Yeah, this guy with the Trump thing. I mean, we're not talking about, Donald Trump suggesting, his favorite breakfast cereal. We're talking about, hey, get out of the path of a fucking hurricane. This guy, fuck you, you're racist. I'm gonna stand.
Yeah, it's not like he said something ridiculous like cereal is soup.
No.
Oh yeah. I went to this guy and I looked at the rest of his Twitter, and he hates Donald Trump. Like,
oh sure,
fucking hates him. Donald Trump is, tweeting out things like, we're trying to get help to the people in Texas, and we're doing the best we can down there, doing good work. And this guy actually came back with, it sounds like you want this to be worse than it is just so you can get glory from it.
This is literally the worst case of flooding. This is like an every 500-year event.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is just as bad as it sounds.
This is Katrina levels of disaster potential here.
This is probably above that.
Yeah, Hillary Clinton would not be doing any better in this situation, all things considered, than Donald Trump right now. Or vice versa. It's just like, But Academic Cub says, Scribe, like the logistics to move an entire nursing home is very difficult. Most places are always full or only have an empty bed or two. These guys had notice. And if you don't have an emergency plan when you live on the coast or near to for something horrible happening, I'd call that institutional neglect, especially when you're dealing with the health of elderly people. There should be a plan, like an emergency plan. This is what emergency plans are for. So seeing 5 or 6 elderly people up to their waists sitting in water, like there's a lady sitting in her easy chair under the water. That doesn't, for lack of a better phrase, that doesn't wash with me that they didn't have the opportunity to plan for that or have any out for that.
You know what? Maybe that's what they were doing. Maybe they were just cleaning the old folks.
Saving money on soap. We'll just let this hurricane do it for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just blow dry everybody. Ha 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 ha.
Somebody asked me for the link to that tweet. I'm looking for it, guys. Give me a second here.
Yeah. Cryptic, thank you. No matter what Trump does, he'll always be evil. Well, I mean, if it's one of those things where if you're going to vilify someone and anything they say thus has to be either questioned or denounced, if they say something that's true or something that's just reasonable, how do you possibly come down from that position unless you also counter that? It's like you set yourself up in the situation where I am the good opposing the evil. This person is evil. Everything they do is evil. You can't let yourself even compromise once, apparently, without putting your entire moral rectitude at risk, I guess. That's the only thing that makes any sense with somebody saying something that's stupid.
Yeah, here's one of the tweets from the guy. Why the hell are you campaigning for a hurricane? Stop bragging about how horrible it is. That's what he responded to Trump.
Not bragging. Jesus Christ.
I told you, yeah, this guy is a fucking loon. I'm looking for the specific tweet, and then you guys can go through his history yourself if you want to see the fucking, oh man, this guy's insane. I hope he didn't delete it. Where'd it go? You guys can talk while I look.
Oh, I'm
sorry.
People are tweeting stuff at me right now. I'm kind of like, I'm getting distracted. I'm being distracted. I think we might as well turn it over to chat time because it's a lot of questions are coming at us. Let's see. Academic Hub Scribe Light. How many nursing homes in the area are affected by the hurricane? 100 plus. If each home has 100 patients, then that's 10,000 ambulances need to drive them 100 miles away. Logistics suck. Again, they should have had a plan if there were no. I mean, if you are being paid to care for elderly people, and you're living in an area that may be under threat by natural disaster at any point, earthquake, hurricane, tornado, or otherwise, you should have an emergency plan for getting people to safety. Seeing elderly people sitting in their easy chairs under half water, not a good advertisement for your caring for elderly people or for planning ahead. Just saying. Rent a van, rent a bus, get them out of there. Terry Diamond, describe light, some dumb American. On a scale of 1 to 10, how wrong is Monkey about the cereal soup issue? Oh, for fuck's sake.
100.
At least 11, like the Spinal Tap 11. Turn it up to 11.
We all had such different answers. That was funny.
the X Fireball says, is Canadian bacon bacon?
No, it's ham.
It's ham. It's not the right part of the pig to be bacon. And it certainly isn't dick bacon, thank God. Let's see. Scribe, did you hear that the Alamo Drafthouse is going to have a clowns-only showing of It? Oh, are they making fun of their civil rights violation? That's great.
You know, you can actually do that because you're not violating the rights of anybody.
Right, on the basis of their inherent...
keeping them out based on sex.
Yeah, exactly, or race or anything else. Yeah, if you come up dressed as... I mean, I've seen things like that before. Come up dressed as your favorite XYZ character and get a free something and whatever, you know, that kind of thing. Captain Bramble, Scribe Light, in all fairness, some of these old people could be Nazis. Well,
some of them probably were.
I mean, environmental racism probably was trying to cleanse the earth. That's what happened there. Jack Cochran says, hashtag clown lives don't matter. Probably not, especially if you're killer clowns from outer space. Yeah, the clown theme is fine. Yeah, Pat's your boy Pat says, yeah, that's funny. If you come dressed up as a clown, you can go see it. That's great. A guy must show up as Pogo the Clown, says Scotch. Yes, indeed. If you're going to show up as a clown at a movie about a scary clown, you should come in as one of the scariest clowns in history. Bloodwings is Scribe Light. If soup comes from a can, was it put there by a man in a factory downtown? Yes, presume. No, actually, these days it'd be a machine. There's no man involved. It's all automated. Moonshock says, "What are your opinions of BitChute? Will it be as worthwhile as video? Will it be worthwhile as a video hosting platform?"
What is that?
It's another sort of like Minds, sort of like VidMe. It has as much chance as any of those others, which is probably not much of a juggernaut. Yeah.
And as we've discussed, YouTube is losing money. They're only allowed or able to do what they do because Google takes on that debt.
Right.
Yeah.
The Jack Cochran, Jacob Navo says, Pennywise is not a spider, he's an elder god. Yeah, the spider is one of his many forms, but yeah, he's a god of yucky
Is that the freaking clown thing?
Pennywise? Yeah.
From It.
Pennywise. Yeah, Pennywise. That's the name of the clown, Pennywise.
I was having nightmares about him the other night.
Yeah, you mentioned. Well, don't go see the movie then.
Well, yeah, I watched the freaking thingy, and then I just
The trailer.
like, yeah. I don't know why either.
Oh, sorry.
Scribe Light, do you, Monkey, and SDA know each other's real names? Yeah, potato, tomato.
Yeah, that's it.
The guy who wrote that tweet, I can't find the tweet, but there's his Twitter if you guys want to look at it and try to find it yourselves. I do still have it saved in a screenshot, though.
Are you sure you're not just lying and making stuff up to make him look bad?
I have the screenshot because it's going in a video eventually.
But the screenshot could be photoshopped.
That's
it
right.
Could be, but it's not.
That's right.
Oh, by the way, one of the hurricane shirts are up, and all of the proceeds from the Aren't Hurricanes Bad For You shirts goes towards the American Red Cross.
Aha.
It's now. Those are up in my Teespring store.
Let's see. Was Pennywise the first non-binary, says Academic Hub? Well, given that it's an evil spirit creature kind of thing, I don't know that it has a gender, so maybe.
Is it a person, or is it like a... I've never read the book.
It's the clown is one aspect of a evil creature. I'll just, without giving too much away about the movie in case anybody wants to see it. I mean, granted...
Yeah, will you tell me when we're off air?
I'll tell you as much as I remember because it's been a long time. But yeah, I mean, granted the movie is sticking to the novel, which I presume it does. Yeah. Scribe Light, is turkey bacon? No, it's turkey. What kind of questions are these, X-Fireball? I mean, they're silly. You wouldn't be asking silliest questions, would you? Ryan Walter says, what has the Red Cross ever done to help hurricanes? If cereal is soup, does that mean the Zelda CDI games are Zelda games?
Yes, it does, which is why it's not soup.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Zena.
That's great. Lucky Seven asks, is soy milk racist? Well, it's white, so yes, inherently.
Actually, it's kind of yellow, so it's Asian.
Whoa. Okay,
it's not milk. Call it what it is. It's soy juice.
Okay. Nothing for you here asks, can you think of any solutions to the social disillusionment that is associated with Trump derangement syndrome? Getting a job, going into the real world, and avoiding college these days.
For the record, we had the same going on with Obama. It just wasn't quite as bad. You had people who thought he was the most evil man. I disagreed with Obama about a lot of stuff, but I genuinely thought he believed he was doing the right things.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought he thought, you know what, I'm going to fuck this country.
Mm-hmm.
But there were people who did. There were people out there who thought that, you know, he got empowered just to do that.
Yeah.
Just to ruin things, which is,
I don't
fucking
think
ridiculous.
Alex, sorry, go ahead.
What was that?
Was what?
Did you just hear thumping?
No.
Did you just hear two loud thumps? Great. Maybe I'm just having a stroke.
On air?
Don't stroke yourself on air.
Make sure. Ew.
Don't be dark side Phil.
I was going to say.
Scribe.
SDA just said make sure, like she had a request.
No, just make sure that the camera's on so that like when your face gets all droopy for the ratings.
Is Grand Monkey there? She's not running around upstairs or something, is she?
No.
Okay. Alex Demyanchik asks, Scribe Light, do you know who the first interracial couple on TV was? Well, I know the first interracial kiss was Captain Kirk and Uhura, but I don't think they were a couple. So as far as an actual couple on TV,
the Jeffersons kids?
Yeah, the Jeffersons comes to mind because there was, I think, wasn't their daughter dating a white guy?
Their
or
son
married to a white guy?
Married to a white girl.
Oh, that was, yeah, okay, that was it. Yeah, yeah. So our guess is the Jeffersons, if you know otherwise. Let's see. What else we got?
There
Ranting
was
Monkey.
an interracial kiss before Kirk and Uhura.
Was there?
Yeah, it was on a British TV show that nobody watched. It was actually a play. So I don't count that because it wasn't for TV. It was just a play somebody recorded.
Yeah, nobody saw it. Yeah, okay.
Isn't it interesting that like there had to be a first interracial kiss on television, and it was like a big deal?
Yeah, it was at the time.
Because now, like, this is how you kind of know that we're living in a quote-unquote post-racial society, at least sort of, is that if, you know, an interracial kiss happened on TV, it wouldn't be like a thing.
Alex Demyanchik says it was the I Love Lucy show? Really?
Well, Desi Arnaz and Lucy.
Oh, interracial. Okay. See, this is me. I automatically thought white and black because
that doesn't count. Desi was white.
What was he?
I think he was Cuban, or like either wholly or partially Cuban.
Oh, well, Cubans aren't not white anymore.
Jack Cochran asks, could they even make the Jeffersons today? Sure. TV shows that are all I mean, there's a TV show Blackish, like right now.
Oh, Donald, you're right. The Jeffersons' neighbors were an interracial couple. Their daughter was biracial and hooked up with Lionel.
Okay, all right. Emperor Vulcan asks, so SDA, do you have enough tongue butter for both a turtle cave and a smush cookie?
You're disgusting.
Cryptic, thank you. Hispanics are considered white. Yeah, that's...
Hispanics not a race.
Hispanics not a race either.
They're trying to change that.
Yeah, I know.
Well, and it kind of makes sense because Mexican people are technically more like...
Mexicans are Asians.
Well, they're technically more like Native American people than they are like...
Native Americans are Asians.
Yeah, basically. That's why Mexicans look vaguely Asian.
Mashizu asks, do you think that someone should go to the Clowns Only showing dressed as Homie the Clown? Yes. Homie the Clown, yes. Pogo the Clown, Krusty the Clown, Sideshow Bob, and so on, yes.
Homie don't play that.
Adam R. reminds Latinx. Yes, thank you. Rational Outlaw keeps asking, Ranting Monkey, how do you go to the bathroom if you are a head?
I use my wiener.
Yeah,
how do you do it?
Yeah. Bozo the Clown, yes, that too. Thank you, Uzi Q.
Bozo was scary.
Bozo was
you ever
scary.
watch the Bozo show?
A long time ago, like on a rerun or something.
It was great. He was so mean to kids. He was so fucking mean to kids. Like when they at the end they'd play that game where they had to throw the balls in the buckets.
Yeah.
And when they fucked up really bad, he'd be like, "Damn, you're dumb." He wouldn't say it like that, but you could read that in his face. I love watching old Bozo because he was fucking mean. He was meaner than Santa Claus and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
The Jack Cochran says, Sideshow Bob, is Rachel Dolezal busy that day? Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Very good.
However, I did always want to get on the Bozo show and play that game because I would have won it.
Yeah, I always wanted to be on one of the Nickelodeon game shows because I figured I could win a couple of them. Especially Finders Keepers. That was my favorite Nickelodeon show. Or game show.
Do you ever think when they're picking game show contestants, they purposefully go for retarded people?
Oh, sure. They got to pick. I mean, do you ever watch The Real World on MTV way back in the day?
Oh yeah, I watched up through season 3.
Yeah, when they went to San Francisco.
Like, go fuck yourself.
Like when Pedro had AIDS and all that.
Yeah.
They picked Puck specifically as the villain of the season. That's how manufactured it was at that point. I mean, the first season of Real World was probably the only legitimate one because they didn't know what the hell they were doing. But every season after that was completely staged, and especially San Francisco with Puck. Puck was like the first heel character they inserted into that whole thing.
Mm-hmm. And he was a jackass, definitely.
Yes, he was, indeed.
Each region had their own bozo. The only real bozo is the one from Chicago.
I
don't care what you say.
Ronald McDonald. Yes, there should be a Ronald McDonald. All the famous clowns should show up. And there'll probably be a whole bunch of Pennywise wannabes there too, and people doing like the Tim Curry Pennywise as well, which is scary if they use the monster teeth. Let's see, Scribe Light. Why do you sound cuter when you're sick? Well, I get my Barry White thing on when my vocal cords get all fucked up with being sick. So yes, I understand. I was told in high school once, I was in a pottery class and I had to go to class sick. And a couple of the cute girls in the class, when I started talking, I'll never forget this. Her eyes got kind of big, and she says, "Wow, you sound so much more appealing today." And nice. I was like, "Oh, I mean, you want to talk about like a backhanded compliment?" Ugh.
We were asked by Cryptic. This is a fuck, marry, kill. Jesus, Buddha, and Muhammad.
Were we all asked?
Yes.
Well, I can't marry Muhammad because I'm not a 9-year-old girl.
Right. I'm going to kill Muhammad just for the fun of it. I'm going to marry Jesus because he's got some carpentry skills, and if I need stuff done around the house, he can take care of that. And that leaves me with fucking the fatty.
No, I'll marry Buddha because he'll be off in a corner somewhere quiet and thinking and leave me alone.
Yeah, but Jesus is the perfect wife. You can beat him and he's not going to tell anyone. He's just going to turn the other cheek.
That's also true. That's also always forgiving. But I see. I kind of want to kill Christ so I can get the cool Spear of Destiny as a result. But yeah, see that because I think that might outbalance whatever I do with the other two choices. Because then I can like be invincible. So says so many movies that I've seen.
And you can put a cup under his feet and stab him, get the blood. You got a eternal life cup.
Alex Demyanchuk asks, Scribelight, I can't for the life of me remember where your picture came from. Can you remind me? Well, it is a piece of fan art from Knight of Charlemagne, or Knight of Charlemagne, that is based on the painting from Caspar David Friedrich from 1818 called The Wanderer Above the Sea Fog, which shows the character at his back looking over the scene. So that's where that comes from.
Jack Cochran pointed out that Jesus can also make wine out of water.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And walk on water, too. Yeah.
And Uzi Q says I'm going to hell. Which, for so many reasons, you know, Jesus would have come in great as a wife down in Texas right now.
Oh, walk you straight out of danger.
Anyhow,
Ranting Monkey. This comes from Bobby Lee Jordan. What was the name of the thing that was wrong with your neck? I asked because I have something wrong with my neck that I got MRI'd and I'm waiting results.
Lady Monkey.
Oh, that's so cute.
What's the name of the thing wrong with my neck?
Milo Malaysia.
Milo Malaysia? That sounds like, did Milo Yiannopoulos go for sex in Malaysia?
Milo,
Malaysia. Okay.
Milo.
How about Clarabelle?
Lady Monkey says she'll link it.
Clarabelle the Clown. Was that Howdy Doody, or is that something else?
I never watched Howdy Doody. You got to ask Woodwing that.
Was Lady Elaine a clown on Mr. Rogers? She kind of looked like. I always thought she looked like it. She probably wasn't a clown. There's Purple Panda. There's Lady Elaine. There was King Friday.
I always loved when they went into the magical land of make believe.
Yeah, I forget who. Wasn't there a clown character? I'm forgetting. Maybe. I'm sure chat will remind me. What about Yucko the Clown? Says Snickering Bear. Is that the Howard Stern guy? Yucko.
I don't know.
Yeah, there was a clown that showed up on Stern's show. I think it was Yucko.
Oh, yep. See, Todd brought up another thing. Jesus can cure the sick. There's so many reasons to make Jesus your wife.
That's true.
Plus, he's against homosexuality, so you don't have to fuck him.
Even better.
Oh, Clarabelle was a cow, not a clown. Oh, it's similar Similar
Yes,
spellings.
clowns are just like cows.
Yeah, just missing a couple letters.
What are you, vegan now?
The vegan clown.
People, cows are the same.
Now, Vegan Gains is kind of a clown. He dressed up as Vegan Gains. How many people do you think are showing up to that movie screening dressed up as Donald Trump?
Oh, probably way too many.
Yeah, probably. All right, 15 minutes left, guys. You got questions for us or things you'd like us to think about? I mean, if you have things you'd like us to think about between now and tomorrow night's stream that we can turn into a deep topic or something, that'd be nice. Sanguine says, also, you can kill Jesus and still wife him. You just need to wait for him to respawn. That's probably true. Let's see.
Ranting, would you be interested in watching a Mega Man 9 live stream? I don't watch very many gaming live streams. The only ones I have are the PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, just because I find that game fascinating. Nothing personal. I don't watch them.
Ryan Walter says, "What about the Joker?" Yeah, that's Joker's is also a good one. Did you ever see that that guy goes to all the conventions? He's like the professional Joker cosplayer. He's like called Harley's Joker or something. The guy looks like he stepped right out of the comic book. It's amazing.
I don't think you're allowed to go to the movies dressed up as a Joker anymore.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's true.
That's like yelling fire in a movie house. You just can't do it.
Of course, that guy didn't really look like, he had orange hair. He didn't look like the Joker, but whatever.
He kind of looked like a Joker. Adam R asked me if I'd like to play and stream a game. I would love to stream gameplay. I just can't do it with my connection.
Bloodwing says, Scribe like Clarabelle was a clown on Howdy Doody. Right. I was trying to remember. I was pretty sure that Howdy Doody had a character named Clarabelle, played by Bob Keeshan, better known as Captain Kangaroo. Ooh, that's right. That's right. Oh, do you know who if I'm remembering correctly, you know who the first Ronald McDonald was?
Oh, yeah, Willard Scott.
Willard Scott, yes, the weatherman on the Today Show forever and ever and ever.
I worked at McDonald's when I was 18 and actually went to their first tier of management school. So, yeah, those are the kind of things that came up in trivia while I was there.
Your boy Pat says, what did you think of the Slate's dumbass hit piece on Dolly Parton, Scribe Light? I didn't know they had done a thing of that. I'll have to look that up. Because Slate is suddenly my new favorite thing to look at because of the video I just did. They're amazing.
Slate has always been like Salon Light.
Oh, has it been? I know the name. I know it was a salonish type thing. The headline for their story is "Springtime for the Confederacy." At Dolly Parton's Civil War-themed dinner theater, audiences root for the North or the South. I saw it twice because you got to see both sides. What? Okay, I'm going to post this into the chat for those who want to read it. It's a bit of a lengthy thing. Maybe I'll read it tomorrow when we have more time. I will tweet it to myself for an MSS News thing.
Never mind. Monkey went to clown college. No, actually, I did want to go to clown college, though.
Really?
I did, yeah. I like clowning. Skeptalk asked if I went to Hamburger U. I did not. That is for their store managers, and I left before I got even close to that level.
Buyback scan. What would your clown name have been?
Probably Fucko.
Fucko the clown. Hey,
SDA, you awake over there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
What would your clown name be, SDA?
I don't like clowns.
Are you scared of them?
Yeah, no, I'm scared of clowns.
So are you going to see the movie It?
I will probably wait until, so like I said the other day, I'm not scared of horror movies until I'm in a theater for whatever reason. Like that's when I freak out. So I'm not going to see it in theaters. I will probably watch it at some point if somebody will hold my hand. I don't know.
I forgot to ask, Pat, we heard a little bit last night about where you were at and everything. Have things changed? Are you somewhere else safe? You still, wasn't he at a shelter or something?
Are you still living in a hospital?
Yeah, right. Let us know how you are, Pat. Mashizu says, Scribe Light, ever hear of a song called Kinko the Kid-Loving Clown? No, but that sounds like some Chris Hansen shit right there. Some deranged autist. That would be your
I'm
clown
not
name,
autistic.
according to nothing for you here. Well, I bet your clown persona. It's not you.
All right, so final results are in.
Oh.
And cereal is not soup.
Okay.
No, that says people who are wrong don't think cereal is soup. That's all that shows.
Pat says, I'm still in the hospital, but the rain is easing up. Well, good. I hope that continues.
Hey, SDA. There were a lot of polls before the election that said Hillary was going to win.
This isn't the same thing.
Oh, of course it's not.
Ryan Walters.
I would again.
Ryan Walters says, Monkey can't be a clown. PETA won't let them put makeup on him. That's great.
I love monkeys with makeup. It's funny.
That's great. The Academic Hub says someone needs to swap out the film and play The Day the Clown Cried instead. If you can find a copy, because even though Jerry Lewis is dead, a copy won't be released probably forever. You got like maybe 30 seconds worth of clips you can find on documentaries and things.
Jerica's asked a couple of times, can I recommend a good breakfast soup? My favorite is Cocoa Pebbles.
All right.
It's not Cocoa Krispies?
No, Cocoa Krispies is...
Yeah.
No. No.
Scribe Light, have you seen Subspecies? Says Irate Prostrate. Was that a Full Moon Studios production? Yes, I believe I have. I think I've seen Subspecies and Subspecies 2. I liked Puppet Master 1 through 3 or 4. Puppet Master 2 especially, because the girl that gets up and she's topless, she's really cute. And a lot of the Full Moon productions at that time were sort of like living comic books, and I kind of liked it, especially when they crossed over. You want to talk about the first shared cinematic universe? Full Moon Entertainment did a movie called Doll Man about a guy who was an alien from another world or something that happened to be just like 6 inches tall on Earth. And there was another movie called Demonic Toys. And then they had Doll Man versus the Demonic Toys. And I was just like, this is a shared universe. This is amazing.
Alex asked me if I ever played Chrono Cross or Chrono Trigger. I have not played either of them. And I know as a gamer that is heresy, but when those were out and popular, I was not playing them. I was playing other games.
Shady Grin says, have you seen the movie The Frighteners, and what did you think of the villain? I saw The Frighteners in the theater when it first came out. I thought it was great. The special effects at the time were really cool. It was Peter Jackson's only other movie I'd seen at that point, save for Dead Alive, I think. And the villain was really cool. Like, Jeffrey Combs was in there as the FBI agent or whatever. And yeah, it was the only other movie I've seen Michael J. Fox in that I enjoyed that he was starring in. Well, Bright Lights Big City was kind of cool. But anyway.
Apparently they're talking about Lady Monkey's experience at HU. She has been there. The movie that you guys are talking about is called The Founder, and it stars Michael Keaton as Ray Kroc, and it talks about the somewhat shitty way he kind of got the brand.
Yeah.
X Fireball asks if I'm getting Wolfenstein. No, I'm not. Wolfenstein 2. Nope.
I will when it comes down in price. I liked The New Order was a great game. I mean, great writing, great voice acting. It is very linear, even if you have a couple of weird options with timeline stuff. The Easter eggs were really cool. I really liked it. The new Colossus. The previews make me kind of go, so far on the plot, but I'll wait and see. Like when Steam offers it for like $20, I'll probably get it a year from now or something.
You know what? That brings up a little side topic. We may have discussed this before, but it just made me remember it. With all the Nazi stuff going on, I remember a couple of years ago reading an article by a woman who was very, very offended because she played a World War II. Well, her child was playing a World War II shooter.
Okay.
And they were playing multiplayer. So one side were the Allies.
Right.
And the other side were the Germans.
Mm-hmm.
And she thought it was horrible because she was Jewish and her kids were playing as Germans. I'm like, what the fuck did you expect to happen when you bought him that game?
Mm-hmm.
Did you think it would be, you know, the Americans versus the British? That's not what happened in the war.
Yeah, read the box. If it says multiplayer where you can play on either side of the conflict, that might tell you something.
And it's not like that meant that they were... she made it sound like this was glorifying the fucking Nazis. It wasn't.
Yeah, look at history. They lost. This is a game. It's fiction. Fuck off.
I hate people.
Let's see.
Irate Bear, why are you awake?
Yeah, Irate Bear. Guys, it's 2:30 or something in the morning over there, isn't it?
Game of Thrones just ended. Apparently.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, Minding Freeman. I did it again. Freeman. God damn it. Freedom. Guys, Irate Bear got to 2 million views. Congratulate him. Congratulations, Bear. 2
congrats, Bear.
million.
Good job.
That's crazy. Most of them were probably by YouTube bots checking to see if your stuff was acceptable, but whatever works. Let's see. Yes, Minding Freeman. Yes. You should create an alternate account and just do like playthroughs of Half-Life and Half-Life extensions. Just do that stuff.
See, I always go to Morgan Freeman. I know you go to Half-Life, but
yeah, I always think of Gordon Freeman. I didn't just say Gordon Freedom, did I?
Kind of sounded like
God. Maybe. I hope not. That would be even funnier if I. That'd be great if I did. I'll have to listen back, or maybe not. Let's see. 4-minute warning, guys. We got 4 minutes left. Any questions? Any things you want us to discuss or think about between now and tomorrow? And again, let me check my list here. To Sweeper, to Snubbirth. I'll be working on your ads between now and tomorrow. And to LJ, I have your ad ready to go come Monday when you have a chance. Scribe Light, did you play The Last of Us? Asks Alex. I did not. I've seen some playthrough footage and stuff. It looks interesting, but yeah, is it on PC? Because I think it was a console thing mostly. I don't know. I don't know what the transfer over to PC was, if it was. Scribe Light, Death Note. No, I haven't watched Death Note. I have no interest in Death Note. I have an old ex-girlfriend who was super into Death Note, and I heard everything and its brother about it at the time from the original manga, and I couldn't care less about Death Note.
Is cheesecake a cake or pie?
It is a cake.
Cake.
Because it does not have a crust, nor was it baked with something inside of it. Or surrounding crust, I should say. Quill says, Scribe Light, have you mentally recovered, or is your mind still soupy? I'm fine. For anybody who actually thought I was under duress last night, maybe a little bit, but I was being melodramatic. I had some people that actually messaged me that thought that I was actually harmed or something, that I was in actual distress. And I was like, no. I did my... If you've ever seen Ren and Stimpy, specifically the episode Space Madness, where Ren is talking to his bar of soap that he calls his ice cream bar, I was doing an homage to that with the fork, if anybody cares to know that. Scott says, Scribe, are you and Marty the same person because you both monotone? Yes, all monotone people are one individual. That's why they call it monotone. There's one. There's only one person with that thing. Am I monotone?
You're not monotone. No.
I know I can do a little monotone at times if I'm reading something flat, but I think I emote a little bit more than flat, I think.
Yeah, you do.
I know, yeah, Marty is fairly monotone. It's more than me. Dominus Kane, Scribe Light, have you seen Full Moon Productions' Dr. Mordred, and are you aware of what it's based on? Yes, I'm aware that Dr. Mordred was based on a failed attempt to get the rights to Doctor Strange. I saw it. It's cheese. It's not the best Full Moon production and not the best use of Jeffrey Combs, but what are you going to do? 1 minute warning, guys, which pretty much means that we're just about done. So, Scribe, we never hear you yell, says Scotch. Were you listening last night?
Scribe has yelled a few times.
I have yelled, dude.
If you want to hear Scribe yell, give him a CNN article with more than one error in it.
Yeah, or listen to my breakdown of the Iron Fist series that I have posted on my site when I start talking about Madame Gao's subplot. Oh, God. Anyway, guys, Thank you so much for coming out tonight. Appreciate all the donations. I'll get those layover ads ready for tomorrow night. Moderators, Pat, Weibo, Irate Bear, Bloodwing, Lady Monkey, Mashisu, and everybody that I'm suddenly forgetting. Thank you so much for keeping an eye on things. Monkey, SDA, thank you so much for joining me. Anybody listening who happens to be in the affected area of Texas, please stay safe and stay dry as much as you can, and look forward to hearing that you're okay in the coming days. Otherwise, we will see you tomorrow night on Monkey's channel, same monkey time, same monkey channel, which I just said. So repetition's good for the soul. Good night, guys.
Night, everyone.
Bye, guys.